representing the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the Deputy Governor, Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat, on Wednesday declared open the International Conference on Sustainable Urban Mobility 2025, with the theme Harnessing Clean Urban Transport Innovation and Investment in Africa. In his keynote address, Dr. Hamzat emphasized Lagos State's commitment to clean, inclusive, and future-driven transport solutions.
Active mobility is a public health strategy, a climate solution, and a social equity imperative. If our policy protects cyclists and pedestrians, then we protect our most vulnerable citizens. Renewable energy sources, such as hydroelectricity biofuels and solar, are emerging as solutions for powering transport in African cities. And the momentum is undeniable. The transition to electric mobility is not just about vehicles, but also the energy ecosystem that sustains them. This includes capacity building, battery recycling, and localized manufacturing that creates green jobs for African youths.
In her opening remarks, the Managing Director of Lamata, Mrs. Abimbola Akinyajo, that the conference is aimed to logically to move our continent beyond publicity and logistics into action that integrates energy, technologically innovation, and investment.
This completely exemplifies our commitment to zero emissions for urban with the urban area. All of these provide a solid foundation for wider adoption. Our strategic goal is to deploy 50 electric buses and a robust CNG fleet as part of a phased transition toward a clean urban future.
The Lagos State Commissioner for Transportation, Honorable Oluwaseun Oshiyemi, in his goodwill message, commended the initiative as a milestone in sustainable mobility.
Transportation profile in Lagos, it's about approximately 22 million trips per day. About 90% of all transit in Lagos is done by road and less than 2% by water. Walking makes up to 40% of the total trips. We have about 1.6 million vehicles ply Lagos roads daily. Vehicle density in Lagos is 226 cars per kilometer, whilst national average is about 16 cars per kilometer. The whole objective is to ensure that we have a sustainable transport system that is integrated, it's safe, it's adequate, it's reliable, it's comfortable, it's efficient, and it's affordable. Of course, not leaving out the environmental friendliness that is extremely important, on a progressive and competitive market economy.
Delegates and speakers from 13 African countries, including South Africa, Namibia, Malawi, Ethiopia, Rwanda, and others, shared diverse strategy to advance clean transport, strengthen mobility infrastructure, and promote climate-friendly urban development across the continent.
The theme speaks directly to the need to reshape our cities through cleaner, smarter, and more sustainable transport solutions.
Now we have a lot of perspectives to develop the mass transit in our cities, and the bank is going to put, to focus on this investment in all our cities. So, as you can see, the factors, I will not go back.
I think as indicated by my colleague from Namibia, that we have a similar problem of poor infrastructure in township or rural areas in South Africa. And also there's a lack of formal employment, especially in the informal sector, and there's poor safety standards in those services. And lastly, that is why we want to pilot electric vehicles in the case of Devon, because we recognize the high emission from aging fleet and diesel buses that are currently in operation in our city.
In an interview with Madefe media correspondents, Mrs. Abimbola Akinyajo, Honorable Oluwaseun Oshiyemi, and some African city representatives stressed the importance of collaboration and collective innovation
As you might be aware, Lagos was one of the first cities in Africa to implement the BRT. And for us, Vinduk, because I'm from the public transport unit of Vinduk, we are here to learn and to see the best practices that they have done here so that we can somehow maybe not replicate, but we look at the best practices.
We have started to talk and connect together with a vision that we will be able to exchange ideas. Now, last year we did this same conference, but it was national. So we had only Nigerian cities. So today we have other cities from Nigeria as well as cities from Africa. So we have about 13 African cities and then a number of cities from Nigeria.
Transportation is one of the heavy emitters of greenhouse gas emissions. So we contribute 20% of greenhouse gas emissions. So it's important that all of us, all cities in Nigeria, all cities in Africa, come together to think about what we do to provide more sustainable transportation.
For everything we do in life, there must be some framework that guides it. The transport policy guides our transportation system in Lagos, and what that does is it gives credence to what we are trying to do, both from road infrastructure to safe road safety to even acts and laws that would give investors that confidence to be able to come in and invest in. Well, we all know that transportation is huge when it comes to investment and capital.
It is, however, hoped that the 3 days conference will birth ideas that will improve transportation system across African nations.